Hey, 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 you know what it is. You know where you is. Yes, yes, yes. It is that place. It is that time. Once again, welcome into the I Am the Possible podcast experience. Yes, it is the place where possibilities become perspective. Guys, welcome once again into the I Am the Possible universe, the I Am the Possible podcast experience, and the I Am the Possible University. Yes, we have amazing things going on in this space and in this place. And I just welcome you. I thank you for rocking with me once again. Guys, I'm super duper excited, as I always am, to share with you some amazing information this week. And before we get into any of that, as we always do, guys, let's pause for the cause. You're my cause. You're my reason. You are why I do what I do. Thank you so much for being who you are, for being what you are, for doing what you do, for showing up for yourself and for those that are around you. Thank you for every email, for every text message, for every phone call, for every like, share, for every download, for every comment, for every subscription, for everything that you do, man. Thank you so, so much. I want to shout you out. I want to salute you, and I want to applaud you. I want to thank you so, so much. This week, guys, I'm super excited about sharing with you a new concept. Okay, it's a concept that's been rumbling in my heart, and it's been stirring in me, and I finally gave it, or should I say, I was finally inspired to give it a name and a frame. Okay, and so you guys know how I always talk about it: how you name it and how you frame it makes all the difference. Okay, and so you know how we talk about the possible and the possibilities of life, right? And we talk about the genius that God's given you and the genius that you are. Well, today I want to introduce a new concept, a new framework that's going to help me to better serve and support the success of others, which is my mission, through helping people to position themselves in their place, get this, of promise. The position of promise. And I cannot wait to share with you exactly what that is and exactly how you can embrace that position of promise. This episode is for anybody looking for direction, in life, looking for direction for your life. You find yourself stuck. You find yourself confused. You find yourself kind of out of sorts. You want to know, where is my life going? And more importantly, what's the purpose of my life? Why am I even here? What am I to do with myself? Why do I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, but I'm not doing it? I feel like I'm supposed to stand for something or represent something. I feel there's an inner knowing. I feel like I'm supposed to be about the business of something, but I'm just kind of hanging out in life. I'm just kind of doing life. I'm not really on point. I'm not really on aim. I don't have any structure to my life. Or get this, because this is such a universally applicable principle and idea. So that's why I'm so excited about sharing it with you. You also may be that person where you are just not as efficient and effective. That's a big one. It's like you want your life to mean something to others. You want to make a difference. You want to contribute in a way where you see change. You want to be able to say, when you lay your head down at night, listen, I'm doing something, and based on what I'm doing in the world, what I'm creating, what I'm putting out in the world, it is creating a ripple effect. It's causing change. It's contributing to something greater. It's making something happen. If that's you, if any of those apply, right? Again, and I could probably name a million other things, but those are the main things. If you're in that space and place in your life, you're trying to figure life out, you're trying to figure, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing with myself? Or you just feel like the results that you're getting, they're not optimal. You're not maximizing your life's potential and your life's promise. Then this is the this is the episode. This is the experience for you. And I want to share these things with you. So today I'm going to share my screen and we're going to jump right into this. This one I'm calling Getting in Position of Promise. Positioning yourself for promise. Okay. The position of promise. And I want you to consider this one more of an introductory. Okay. More of just, I'm looking to really introduce you to it. I'm really looking to kind of expose you to it, bring some awareness around it, and allow you, as I always do, allow you to begin to do that introspection, intrapersonal work, right? Start talking to yourself, start dialoguing with yourself again, start looking within, start reflecting within again, right? Start to recenter yourself again so that you can really, really, really know who you are. Because again, in so many instances, we learn about everyone else and about everything else before we ever get around to learning about ourselves. And it's really knowledge of what God has already done within you. Not only that knowledge, but then that, being able to apply, being able to acknowledge, being able to appreciate, being able to accept what's already there, and then working from the inside out, working from what already is to create what is to be, right? So enough introduction, guys. Let's jump right into this, okay? But I want to really invite you to do that inner work. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. And if you are not watching on the tube as I share my screen, you should be watching on the tube because that's the full experience, right? You're getting the full experience. You're able to see everything that we are doing. So here is my slide. The position of promise. The position of promise. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there is a position of promise for your life. A place where, and I'll be getting into this in just a moment, a place where life, like this rocket ship, life takes off. It's where life begins to get exciting. I want you to think about that, right? If you're watching or listening, I want you to think about this. Think about if you were to literally get into a rocket, if you were to strap in to the cockpit of a rocket that's set to go to the moon, right? Whether you believe we went to the moon or not, right? Conspiracy theories, whatever you believe in. But we do know that rockets exist. We do know that spaceships exist. Okay. Whether you think we ever went to the moon or not, that's a whole nother conversation. But the fact is we know that they exist. And we know that they take off and we know that they leave our atmosphere. Okay. We do know that for certain. So imagine, being there, walking into a spaceship, a rocket, and strapping in, right? Sitting down into the cockpit and strapping in. Imagine the feelings. Imagine the excitement. Imagine the intrigue. Imagine the sense of even power that would come over you. Maybe there's a little fear and trepidation, but all of those emotions and feelings lead to something called experiencing life. You really get to experience life. Your senses would be so hyper acute. You would be extremely aware of your situation. And sometimes, and I didn't put this in the beginning, this is also for those of us who our lives, it's become a little dull. We're a little bored with life. We've become kind of stagnant and life is kind of blah. It's kind of vanilla, kind of gray. It's not bursting with color anymore. It's not exciting. It's not intriguing. And so maybe you're looking for some excitement in your life. This will put excitement back in your life because, again, it's like sitting in a rocket ship and knowing that you are about to take off. Imagine that. Imagine the sense of command you would have, knowing that you are about to leave the Earth's atmosphere, that brilliant minds scientists and engineers have collaborated and worked together to put together such an experience and a moment that now you get to take a part of, and you are going to leave this atmosphere. How brilliant our minds are, maybe would be some of the things that you would be thinking about, or you would be imagining, I'm going to be amongst the stars. I'm going to actually be able to see Earth from a whole new perspective, right? And this is also for those who may be thinking to yourself, listen, I'm tired of the same old stinking thinking. I know that there's a better way for me to think and a better way for me to show up in the world, and just a better lens in which I can look through. See, this is so applicable to just bringing life back to life, right? Maybe that's the subtitle, right? The position of promise, bringing life back to life. Because some of us, we're in positions where we feel like we're dying, or we feel like we've already died. I just want to present this to you. Let it be for you whatever it needs to be for you. That's the beauty of podcasting and just having a conversation that I am okay with allowing to go in any direction that it needs to go in. I'm not attached to the things that are coming out of my mouth. I just believe that I'm being inspired to share these things, and that they're going to be very, very valuable in the lives of those that would listen and those that would kind of lean into this. So this position of promise, it's the land of possibility. It's the world of possibility, and it positions you to be your most effective and most efficient. And here's why. Let me change the slide here. This is the reason why. Let's go to our next slide. Here it is. The idea that someone or something is likely to develop successfully, the indication of future excellence or achievement, that is the definition of promise. The idea that someone or something is likely, it's highly probable that you're going to develop successfully in this given area. It's an indication of future excellence or achievement. I want to share with you a story that I've shared many, many times. You guys know that I wrote a book, my third book, actually. Oh, I'm sorry. It was my second book, actually. What is enough, right? What is enough? And this book was written to the perfectionist. It was written to the person that struggles with feeling like they are enough, feeling like what they do is enough, who they are is enough, what they are is enough. And you guys remember me sharing the story about Pastor Eric Brown. I dedicated this book to him because he was the one that showed me what I was, spoke life into me, helped me to realize my potential. But now, coming full circle to tie this in, he was the man that looked me in the eye, put a hand on my shoulder, met me where I was, and said the 5 words that changed my life. Treveal, you are a teacher. I've been teaching for 23 years ever since. I've dedicated my life to the craft and the art of communication. It is my bread and butter. It is my passion. And all of this, truly, even this, is an extension of intrapersonal communication, us speaking with ourselves, dialoguing with ourselves. And so that's why I wanted to invite you into that inner conversation, asking yourself, what is my promise? But here's the deal. He positioned me in my promise. He revealed to me my position of promise. By revealing to me what I was, he positioned me in promise. See, the thing about promise is, if you don't know what your promise is, then you'll forever be attempting to do things that don't align with the position that best suits you and best prepares you for efficiency and effectiveness in whatever you're doing, whether it's life, whether it's leadership, whether it's leaving a legacy, whatever you're investing in, the contribution that you're having in the world and to the world and for the world, it's going to be dampened because what you've been created as, what you've been created to be, is the playground. It is the promise. It is the position. It is the thing that will give you the greatest probability, right? Nothing is guaranteed, but it gives you the greatest probability to develop successfully and to experience excellence and achievement in what you put your hands to do. So when Eric said, "Hey, Treveal, you are a teacher," that meant that I could do a lot of things, and I've done a lot of things, but I do nothing better than teach. I used to dig ditches, man. When we moved out here to California, I used to dig ditches. I was successful at it. I could do it, but I can promise you, these hands were not created for digging ditches, man. This mind of mine wasn't created to be wondering how deep is this hole that I'm digging. Nothing against those that dig ditches. Nothing against those that do construction work. Shout out to my construction workers. Shout out to my engineers. Shout out to my people who do manual labor. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's not where I'm coming from. What I'm coming from is I'm not built. That's not my position of promise. You see, my position of promise is a position in which I am able to teach, communicate, speak, write, author, right? That's where I am most excellent. That's where I achieve the most, and that's where I continue to develop most successfully. It is my personal and it is my professional excellence. Whether it's with my wife, whether it's with my children, whether it's with people in my community, whether it's people online, whether it's me doing these classes, these courses, whether it's me doing this podcast, whether it's me going live, whether it's me writing a book, whether it's me doing my next keynote, whether it's me doing, some sort of corporate training, whether it's me helping out someone that I'm coaching one-on-one, if I'm facilitating a small group, if I'm teaching and preaching at church, wherever I am, if I am teaching, if I am communicating, if I am taking information from myself and giving it to someone else for consumption, I am at my best. Put me in any other position and I'll be good, but I won't be great. This is my greatness. This is my greatness. And this is what I desire for each and every one of you, to discover your promise. Because when you discover your promise, you discover your greatness. Genius is your design. Greatness, that's your destiny. It's what you were destined to do. And I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that. And so let me go ahead and go to the next slide here. Check this out. Check this out. Check it. Check it. One. Check it. Check it. Check it. 1, 2. All right, guys. Let's jump right into this. Position for takeoff. Let's position you for takeoff. You're that person. Life is bland, blah, vanilla. Lost all excitement. You're that person that's stuck, that's lost, that you can't figure out what you're supposed to do in life. You're that person that's like, yo, man, my life is just not optimal. It's I know that I could be much more efficient, much more effective. I could be doing something that matters and means something to me. And I want to know what it is. And I want to be able to engage in that thing. This is what we do right here. We position ourselves for takeoff. This is the thing that's going to give you life. This is the thing that's going to give you that juice, that rhythm, that flow that's going to give you back your life. You weren't created to just hang out. You were created to live life to its fullness, your fullness. But if you don't know your promise, then you can't position your life to align with the promise. So here's what I want you to understand, and this is what I want to show right here. We are going to be about the business, and I want you to take this serious. We are going to be about the business of alignment. Alignment is everything. It's everything. I can give you 3 steps, but if you take the 3 steps out of order, you might not get the results that you're looking for. You have to align these things in sequential order, just like in government, just like in the spiritual life. If for those of you who believe, there's a spiritual hierarchy. There is a certain level. There's a certain flow. There's a certain cadence and rhythm to life. I was just listening to some music yesterday, and I had my iPad on, and I was listening to a track, and then I had my cell phone, and I was I'm sorry. Let me back it up. I was listening to a track, a song on my phone, and then I was watching a tutorial for putting together actually this chair, and so I was watching this tutorial, and this tutorial on my iPad had background music. So I'm listening to the music as I'm putting together my chair through my phone. And then every so often I would hit the iPad, and the music in the background of the tutorial, it would come on. Well, when those 2 things were playing at the same time, it sounded horrible, right? Because the blend, right? But when you took one away, then the other one sounded perfect. Why? Because the song in and of itself was succinct. It was synchronized. It was the drum beat, and then the cymbal, and then the flute, and then the bass guitar, and then the whatever, right? I'm not a musician. You can see that pretty clearly, right? But my point is this. My point is, for things to flow, for things to work out as they should, for things to come together, for things to culminate, for things to grow and develop, there is an order to things, right? There's a certain order to things in order to to achieve something and to be successful. So in the same way, it's discovering your promise and then aligning the various positions in your life and in your leadership and even in your lens here, right? Which means your inner work, right? Your perceptions and your perspectives, your projections in life, your aims in life, your goals in life, right? That's what lens represents. The seeing out into the world. What are you looking for? What are you looking at, right? It's aligning the promise, right? Your greatest potential, your possible, aligning that with the various positions that you hold in life. And then life is going to take off. It's going to explode. It's going to take off. It's going to take off. It's going to set you up for success. Now, before we go ahead and wrap this up and put a nice little bow on it, please understand life is not going to become perfect. Challenges will arise, but guess what? If you are aligned with your promise, then you are aligned with your power. And when you are aligned with your power, by definition, power is the ability to, move something from one place to another. Well, when you meet those mountains of resistance, when you meet those challenges, that chaos, that confusion, you will have a compass. You will have tapped into your inner compass, that north. You feel me? You will, even when you're lost, you will feel that there is a way out. You will feel that there is hope. You will know that there is just a few more steps before daybreak. There's just a few more steps before you're back on course. Because sometimes many people, we're just completely lost in life. and we are depressed. We're in a slump. We're stuck. And we're just completely just in a ditch. Not because life is impossible to work through and figure out, but because we haven't tapped into our promise. And so there's no, quote, light at the end of the tunnel, no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There's no optimism. There's nothing that you look forward to. And by having this promise in your life, it does not make life perfect, but it makes life possible. And it makes your happiness possible. And it makes your joy possible. And it makes your peace possible. Now, all of that, as a Christian man, all of that first goes to God. God is the source of my joy and my peace and my supply. Let's not get it twisted. But in the context of what I'm teaching today on a very personal and a professional level, right? Because I'm speaking to men and women who are professionals, men and women who are engaged in life, right? On a very practical level, on a very human level, this is going to be another source for those things as well. I hope and pray that you hear my heart. So, number one, promise. Let's align that, right? And if you're looking on the screen, right, then I've got these arrows, right? Promise is on the top because that's overarching. Promise comes from the source, from God, your creator, whatever you believe in. I'm not going to get into that conversation, but I believe in God, and God, our creator, our source of life, assigned each of us a promise. Not promises in the Bible. This is not that type of conversation. I'm talking about promise that is within you. It is your natural ability, your innate ability, your ardent ability, your giftedness, your talent. Like when Eric said, hey, you are a teacher. It is the what? It is what you are through and through, right? It is your thing, man, right? It is that thing that you do. Okay. It is that thing that you are. Right. So when you have that on top, you got your promise on top. Right. And then that leans down. And then the first area that we want to talk about is your lens. You want to align your lens with your promise. OK, and so your lens is basically saying, OK, as a teacher, I'm going to look out into the world as one who has been gifted, as one who has been blessed with the ability to inform and to inspire and to educate other people. It doesn't make me greater than you. It doesn't make me better than you. It just gives me a position to play. Imagine if I wanted to be an NFL football player. It's NFL season right now, right? Imagine if I wanted to be an NFL player. Can you imagine that, right? My son, we just went camping and we found this nice thrift shop. And he bought me a pretty nice little cowboy replica ring. Not sure if you can see this, but it's a nice little Super Bowl replica. Probably be the closest we get to a Super Bowl anytime soon. But I wear this ring not because it's real or anything like that, right? But I wear it because of what it represents. I wear it when I create my content. I wear it when I'm creating my notes for my presentations. I wear it when I'm doing, I am the possible business, because it gives me a certain feeling. It's a certain championship mentality, right? And so my point is that, as a teacher, I'm a champion. But if I went to go play real football, I don't think I would even make the water boy roster. Okay, I'm trying to think of the worst possible level of football. I wouldn't make the water boy roster, okay? Because I ain't equipped for that. I played it in high school. I was pretty okay in high school, but at a professional level, I'm just not built for that. But in teaching, I'm a star. I'm a rock star. I'm a champion. I got a championship ring, baby, in teaching. And you have something. You have something, right? And so, and we'll get to that in just a moment, but you want to align your lens. That's your perceptions, your perspective, your projections, your goals, your aims, the things you're right, your intentions. All of those things, all of that inner work should be aligned with the gift that you are. And life comes alive. Do you know how on fire my life is every time I'm about to hit record for another podcast episode? Because I'm doing my thing. When I stand up for a keynote, I'm doing my thing. And the list goes on and on and on. Okay. So I think you get my point. When you find your thing, your promise, align everything that is within you, projecting outwardly in and through that promise, and life comes alive. Number 2, our life in and of itself. That means that in life, let's see, I'm a father, right? I just had prayer with my son this morning. Actually, it's his birthday, right? Shout out to my son, Treveal. And so, happy birthday again, son. Love you. And so, whether I'm a father, right? Not helicopter dad and overbearing dad and what's the other term for it? Micromanaging dad. No, but it's when life gives me opportunities to impart something to my son, then listen, man, that gives me life because I get the chance to share information, valuable information that can improve his life. Okay, I'm a husband, right? I do many things with my wife. She's about to have her birthday this weekend, right? And so September is just birthday month, man, right? It's my grandmother's birthday. God rest her soul. I got 2 sons whose birthday, my wife's birthday, everybody's something going on in September. But as a husband, right? Many things I am to her, many things I do with her, but there is nothing like being able to sit with her. And we just did this the other day. Just be able to sit with her, ask her some questions, help her to unpack some things, right? Because as a communicator, as a teacher, as someone who likes to educate, a lot of my work is not in me telling anyone anything, but asking questions that help to pull out and draw out what's already within them, right? So again, I'm just giving examples. Wherever you find yourself in life, align the promise, right? Govern that position with the promise, and life comes alive. You become efficient, you become effective. All right? You become engaged. That's another thing. Your level of engagement goes through the roof. So really, those are my 3 E's: engagement, efficiency, effectiveness. Goes through the roof. Rocket ship, baby. And then last one, leadership. All right. In areas of leadership. And this really talks about your career, really talks about your job. Because I find that no matter what position you have on a job, you're always leading someone. Okay. At the basement level, you're leading yourself. Okay. But you're leading yourself, maybe a small team, maybe a large team, but your leadership. What is my thing? What's my promise? Right. So on my job, I've been in healthcare administration for over 18 years. And from day one, I knew that, okay, all of these tasks that they're giving me, I can do all these things. But boy, oh boy, when I get the chance to present, when I get a chance to write an email, when I get a chance to draft up some sort of project plan or something where I can then communicate with other team members, other business partners, whew, man, the light bulb comes on and my life is set on fire. All those other tasks, yes, I can do them, but I'm not as engaged. I'm not as efficient. I'm not as effective. I'm just not. Why? Because it doesn't align with those aren't positions that align with my promise. Okay. Does that make sense? And so even in your leadership and your career, this will guide your career choices. This will guide what professions you're in, right? The reason that I do so much communicating outside of my 9 to 5 is because in my 9 to 5, I don't get to do this as much as I would like to. Now, there'll soon be a transition where I'll be doing what I'm doing right now full time, and I won't have, to allocate time to the traditional 9 to 5. I see that on the horizon. And so because I'm projecting right through my lens, right, that I promise, but wherever you are, right, you can either say, okay, wherever I am temporarily, I'm going to locate my positions, right, of promise. so that I can add value to wherever position I'm at right now, right? Whatever job I'm in right now. But then either I can go back to college, I can learn online, I can take courses, I can do self-learning, whatever you need to do to then get yourself in either a job or a business or some sort of startup or something that's going to allow you to flow fully in your promise. See, this is the key to getting unstuck. This is the key to getting out of the slump. This is the key to adding some color back to your life. This is the key to like engaging in life, becoming efficient in life, becoming effective in life overall. I broke these 3 down to give it some flavor and to help you to see how it all breaks down. But truly, man, this is about you and just the fullness of your entire life. Learning what your promise is and then aligning the various positions in your life to align with that promise. That is getting in a position for takeoff. That is the position of promise. It is this consciousness. It is this awareness. It is the adherence to what matters to you. Because where you find promise, you're going to find meaning. Where you find promise, you're going to find value for yourself. Right? Things that matter to you and the things that you are able to help better manage and spearhead for other people. You're going to be able to, as I say, support the success of others, right? Because ultimately your place of promise, it is a contribution to the betterment of others, right? All of these things, remember I told you all of the things that I've been sharing and teaching all this time is coming full circle. It's just a way of packaging it so that people can understand, right? You get into position. If you're out of position, you're not going to be able to fully engage, be effective, and be efficient on any level. Take sports analogies all day long. If I'm 7 feet tall, I got a wingspan of 12 feet. I can jump 10 feet in the air. Where should I be? NFL? MLB or the NBA, right? You tell me, which one should I be in? NBA. Why? Because my promise says so. Your promise points you to your potential. Your promise points you to what's possible in your life. Yeah, your promise is a pointer. It's like a compass. It gives you directions. It helps you to figure life out. No, it doesn't figure everything out, but it figures out a lot for you. Because for most of us, that's the biggest challenge. We're just up to stuff in life, but we're not up to the substance of life. We're up to stuff in life, but we're not up to the substance of life. Yeah, let that one sit on you. All right, man. Last slide. Okay, here we go. Last slide. Got one more for you. So how do we start this? How do we kick this off? This is how we started. This is how we kick it off. Yep, you knew it with a question. Yep, question. Quest I am on. That's how questions break down. The brain is hardwired. The mind is hardwired to answer questions. So give yourself a question, a quality question that will give you a quality answer. What gives you life? What gives you life? How often do you ask yourself that question? How often do you sit in the morning for 5 minutes and 10 minutes before cutting on the news, before cutting on Instagram, before looking at TikTok, before answering someone's text message or someone's email, before rolling out of the bed and just grabbing a cup of coffee and nose diving right into work? When do you ask yourself that question? What gives you life? It's as simple as taking time each morning and saying, deep breath in, deep breath out. What gives me life? What gives me life? What when I do it, life becomes alive? I become alive. All is well in the world. I experience optimism, hope, promise, joy, peace, a positive outlook, anticipation. What gives me life? Ask yourself that question and allow you to answer it. Not the media, not your friends, not your family members, not social media, not stuff, but giving yourself the gift of a few moments of meditation, of calming your soul, settling your soul, being silent, being still, and asking yourself, self, what gives you life? Deep breath in, deep breath out. In, out. Resting your body, resting your mind. What gives me life? Life represents that unspeakable joy, that unspeakable excitement, happiness, zeal, passion. You can't explain it. You don't know where it came from, and you can't get rid of it. But when you just think about it, you got a little more energy. A smile just finds its way to your face. What gives you life? What gives you life? Yeah. That's the question. That's a good place to start. Because that's going to give you a clue. That's going to become a breadcrumb to your promise. Today wasn't about me helping you to flush out the promise. We got episodes for that, master classes for that. Obviously, I'm going to have some online courses that's going to help you to unpack it and just pull it apart and really find it. But today was about awareness. Today was about intrigue. Today was about curiosity. Today was about you learning that it's there and that it's available for all of us, within all of us. No one is excluded from the promise. You have promise within you. We all have it. God gave it to each and every one of us. It's for us and it's for others. And once you discover it, once you uncover it, once you understand it, then you can be intentional about positioning yourself under it and making sure that every position in your life falls under it. All right, guys, that is it for today. As always, please like, share, download, comment, email me questions. And if you're someone out there today that's saying, I want this now, I don't want to wait, then I do offer coaching sessions. I do offer the ability to work with me one-on-one as a certified life navigation coach. I do have a passion for, which is a part of my promise, for helping you to navigate life and to find that promise within yourself. So all of my information is right below, show notes or the description of the YouTube video. Reach out, contact me. Let's get on a call. Let's see if we're a good match and we can help you out with this. I'm going to continue to create content that's going to speak to this and incorporate this, integrate this, but I will save some of the deep diving of this for my clients and for my coaching courses and for my online courses. Okay, so because some of that unpacking takes a little more time than what I would like to have on a podcast episode. Even today's episode went a little long, but we're okay. I was introducing something new to you, but I try to keep these episodes, these experiences, a little shorter. But we'll be okay. I hope and pray that you guys enjoyed it. Hope and pray that you guys have been edified and elevated in your thinking concerning yourself and concerning what's possible for you. And I love you guys. I'm praying for you guys. I'm believing in each and every one of you guys. So until next time, please remember that genius, that's your design. Greatness, that's your destiny. God loves you. I love you. Be encouraged. You are the possible.